These are the top 8 purchases you should make during your 20s. Make sure you stay till the end because tip number 8 is the reason I'm here today with all these cars. So most of these on this list I did during my 20s, but there was a few I didn't and I wish I knew back then. Number 1, start a side hustle. For me, I was buying and selling used cars. Used to get up 4 or 5 in the morning, pick up the auto trader and look for deals, buy them cash and flip the cars in the same manner, listing it after I buy the car. That was a great side hustle. But there's so many other options. You can become a notary public and with a few $100, you get licensed and you can go ahead and do notaries, which is a great side hustle. You can also become a real estate agent, which is what I did as well back in 1992. When I was 21 years old, I became licensed and I started selling homes and doing real estate. So start a side hustle so you can have disposable income more than what you already earn. Now, number 2, once you start making a little bit of money, pay off your debt. I know a lot of people in their 20s or even younger have credit card debt paying over 20-25% interest and you'll never pay those off at the rate. So make a side hustle, pay off those debt. Number 3, buy a used car. Don't go out buy a new car. I waited till I had $5,000 cash to buy my first car and I put $100 away every week, and by end of the year I had $5,000. I went to auction and bought myself a 1983 Honda Accord, and this was back in 1986, 87. So it was a 3-year-old car, but guess what? I didn't have any car payments and I sold the car a year later, made money on it. Don't go out, lease a brand new car because it's not an investment. Instead, go buy a car cash at a great discount, becomes a great investment and no payments. Invest in yourself. There is so many options now with internet. Back then, in my 20s, there was no internet and I had to go to library or actually meet somebody at a coffee shop to pick their brain, network, and learn. Especially with internet nowadays, you have all the information at your fingertips, so make sure you suck it all up. Number 5, buy yourself some dumbbells. I remember when I was 14, I went across the street to a swap meet and I bought 2 dumbbells for 50 cents each. And I use those dumbbells more than anything. They become my best friend. Then I bought a bench press and some curls. A lot of you guys have gym membership, so you may not need it, but dumbbells, exercising was a major key building my confidence early on. Number 6, dress well. Dress for success. Believe it or not, when you're young and you dress apart and you go to a meeting, whether it's a job interview or you're pitching a business proposal to an equity partner or whatever it may be, dressing well sets you apart and builds confidence, and it works. I bought myself my first suit from Dunhill. I think I paid $1,400. Back then was a lot of money. I was 19 years old. I walked into Dunhill store. I bought a pinstripe suit and 2 shirts and a tie and dress shoes, of course. And after that, I realized how people take me more seriously, and also I got a lot of compliments. And then after I bought a Valentino suit. So I spent $3,000, which was a lot of money for me, but that paved the way to become a businessman I am today. Believe it or not, when you dress, it just gives you that confidence and people take you more seriously. But make sure you don't overdo it. I know a lot of people splurge and buy a lot of sneakers and just overdo it on all different levels, but just buy maybe 1 or 2 business suits so you can dress for that special important meeting. Number 7, very important, pay yourself first. Force yourself to save. One of the ways to do it is open an IRA, retirement account, and it forces you to put money away every year. Or if you want to even be more proactive, make an auto debit from your paycheck into a 401k, and that will be debited every pay period. And next thing you know, 4 years later, you got all this money. It's a great way to put money away without you really realizing it. So pay yourself first. There's a lot of different instruments you can do this by, but make sure you get on it and implement it as soon as possible. Last but not least, once you have everything else figured out, buy a home. This is probably the most important factor for where I am today and why I have so many cars. Real estate. Invest in real estate. I bought my first home in 1996. I think I used $1,300, got an FHA loan, and I ended up selling that home a year later for $80,000 more. And I used that money to repeat the process and bought more properties, and voila, here I am today. Real estate is one of the best investment vehicles to create wealth, especially for first-time home buyer. There's so many options. If you're a veteran, for example, you can buy a home with 100% financing. So there is a lot of options. So look into it, put it on your vision board, write your long-term goals, short-term goals, and implement these into your life as soon as possible, meaning today. And you'll start seeing gradual improvements, and a few years later, you'll be a completely different status financially. And I'm gonna throw you guys a bonus. Number 9, buy tools to better your chances of success. That could be a better camera, a better iPhone, a better laptop. Now, you use all these devices to market yourself or your business. So these are very critical, so get ahead. And of course, don't forget to improve your skills with these devices every day. And make sure you're using them for business, not for pleasure or leisure. All right, well, that will do it for today. Hope you guys find these tips helpful. Don't just watch me, listen to me, take action. Till next week, be safe, be well, and make sure you subscribe, like the video.